Hi guys, it's Enda here from TrendSpotter, and we are doing our review of Warrior Trading and Tradenet's entries. Well, some of Tradenet's entries anyways, they have a lot of entries, but which is good. So let's start off with Warrior Trading. So MNPR yesterday. This is filmed on or recorded on Saturday. So this is Friday the 20th. Is that correct? Yeah. And you have your first big move out of the gate here. So this is a huge mover the last few days. Look at that for an amazing move up. And again, I have told you before that getting in on pullbacks is a reasonable entry here. Not my style, not my system, but you know, you guys can do it. So what we're waiting for is the first background change color. So here's the first background change of significance, not these one, two little tiny things. And the way you know is the confirmation that is that there's arrows as well. So there's arrows here, there's no arrows here, kind of telling you when to get in. So your first entry on this would be right here with the trend meter in the red, and this down arrow, the second arrow. So your opening, which is here. You have to sit through a pullback of that, which is there, and your win is $5. So it's a $5 win. That might be a bit much for me as a pullback, but is in certain circumstances where the arrows don't disappear. If they stay there, it's one of those things. And this is one of those stocks that has massive volatility and volume. So you know, this is like Shopify in that sense, where you're getting in, you're hanging on. But I'm just going over the trades that Ross took. Now, I know Ross took it back here somewhere. He gets in on the breakout. But with TrendSpotter, there's your entry and there's your profit on it. Okay, so that's fine. And you could see a small move in here if you were still hungry for more. Right here, it was only a dollar. Well, a $1.74 move is a $1.68 move, and there was almost no downside to that. So that's quite a move in the right direction there as well, which is great. And then if you wanted to keep going, now you're well past my strategy here. So this would be, like I said, one background color. This is two, and when you get the third one, like as in move, I tend to have enough. There is four sometimes and five in massive stocks, but for me, the alarm bells here, right or wrong, would be that this one was such a small, like this is kind of consolidating, just going sideways like that. And for me, it just gets really dangerous after that. Yes, there is a move there. In hindsight, it's very easy to spot, but I wouldn't have taken it, and it would have been this candle here, actually here at the break of that. So, you know, yeah, whatever. No point going through that because, you know, who would have taken that? But some of you probably would, you know, and you're adventurous traders. Okay, second stock was SYRS, okay? So SYRS, I'm just pulling it up because he did all of these. So there's your move out of blah, 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 and this is a consolidating sideways. Now, so when I see this, again, this sideways consolidation, I'm done with the stock. Okay, I'll go back to the big boys like Tesla, Netflix, and Roku. But I don't like this. This to me shows no direction but sideways. I don't care what the indicators are saying, and rightly so. You're kind of gambling, although there is no entry in here because you can see the trend meter is red, and this is saying get in, but the trend meter says don't, and you don't get in until they're all aligned. And yes, it did a move later on. Technically, if you follow the rules on this, the next entry is here. Even though that has a sell order over it. That's just more indicators I'm adding to kind of just keep me out of a move until it's right. But if you were to get in at the current version right here like this, your move is here, yeah, 15 cent, and then well, look, there's your win. Your win is 41 cent. But again, like I said, I don't see stuff like. Anytime I see, sometimes Netflix does this, and the larger caps, I just stay away from them. It's not worth it. There isn't enough volume for it to make a move. CBIO, this is another one that's popping up a lot. So CBIO, 930 is here. So blah blah blah. Stay away from that. That's your first background. There's your first long. And it looks like a loss. Well, a loss as in. So again, this is 790 stock. So that's a 9 cent up, and your exit is the open right here. So actually, the open's down. No, it's up there, isn't it? So it's an 11 cent loss plus spread, maybe 15 cents. And so let me explain that. Okay, Here's your meter. Your trend meter confirms green, okay, and you're in here. You're in on the open of this candle. So you get in and it goes up, and next thing it comes down and it's going up and it's doing all that, but you're staying in because all your arrows are green and everything's great and your trend meter is green, right? And then this happens and you're like, okay, so the arrow has painted disappeared. So you get out at the close of that, plus all the EMA start pointing down. So that's your out, and that's fine. You might get slip a little bit there, so you might lose 15-20 cents on that. Okay, your next entry is the short. So your short is confirmed here, there, right? So that's the Psar is here, so you have to wait for the Psar to reverse. So really it's in here. Now, you can get in when this candle goes down and breaks the Psar, you can get in right there and then. I'm going to assume that you're not super adventurous like that, and you get in on the next candle going down. So that is a 38-cent win for well, it never went against you, I suppose. So 38-cent win. Again, these are lower cap stocks. This is what they do. They go in with like 3,000 or 5,000 shares and blah blah blah, that kind of stuff. And so that was where's my count? Okay, so 1 we ignore, 2 we took and we lost, 3, yeah, and then here's your fourth one. Again, I wouldn't be into this now because those wins are so small, and I lost one, so I'd be sore about that. And just to clarify, I didn't take any of these. I'm reviewing Warrior Trading's entries, Ross's entries. Okay, so if you took this one here, your entry again, your trend meter and your green arrow going up, and your max drawdown was 6 cents, and you are in for a 87 cents. Now that's, by any stretch of the imagination, that's a great win. But fine, that's that. Okay, so let's move over to TradeNet. Okay, so one of the TradeNet entries was Nike. And here's your first move. So this is your first background change, and here's your second, and there's your third. So let's just count them straight up, okay? And so your entry is here, okay? Trend meter, second arrow, up we go. That's 39 cents. It never went against you. 39 cents. Like I'm looking for minimum 50. So as far as I'm concerned, that's a fail. But I wouldn't trade. I don't usually trade stocks at $99. And I'm very selective in the stocks that I trade. Like I do trade Roku, which is like $136 or $140. But the thing about Roku is, anyone will tell you when the market's going down, Roku's going up. Like Roku just does its own thing. It's not to say that it's keep going up, but it always does the opposite of what you think it's going to do. But the trend meter does catch it. But if you were to get out at this one, you would have gotten out over here. So so there's your arrow disappeared, and okay, so here, let's look at your exit on this. There were several things screaming at me about an exit on this. So it's going up and up and up, but it's barely moving, as in the dollar cents figures are barely moving. So you're up here and you kind of, I won't say triple, but you do kind of, triple that. But the big issue for me here is that as this comes down, it breaks the Psar. So that's your first warning sign, but you do have an upwards arrow and your trend meter is green. But you're like, okay, it might reverse. Usually it doesn't with Psars like that unless it's a big stock. And then this happens, and now the background, the RSI starts changing. So that's a double warning. You have to get out super, super fast. Because you might lose that arrow till down here maybe or whatever. That arrow, that's painted gone, but it might have still been present while you were in there. But your Psar and the background change color out. That trade's over. So if you get out of that trade break even, you're lucky. Let's see if we have another entry on it here. So here is, that's not our entry. That's our entry here. Okay, so there we go. There and down. And what are we talking about? 35 cents. So look. Poo-poo to Nike, not interested. It's not, it doesn't move big enough. Okay. So, anyways, that's Nike. What else to go with? Roku, well, we trade Roku ourselves all the time. So this is one of those stocks that I don't have to tell you how good it is. So let's say you're looking at Roku. They're around about 141 long. Okay, so here's Roku. There's your first RSI out of the gate. Your few there, and then your first entry is here. I took this one, but I took it at 9.39. But if you took it here, your win would have been small on it as far as I remember. So 82-cent win versus 53 cent. So your drawdown was 53 cent. That's fine. Look, that's great. Okay, you get your 50 cent in there. Okay, sell half at 50, let the rest ride up. Okay, but if you stay on Roku, which I always have Roku open. Your second entry would have been over here on the opening, which is here. and your pullback there was 49 cents, which is very acceptable, and your win was $2.58. That's it. Done and dusted. That's great. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, and look, and this is all about your risk management. You write this down as you see fit. Okay, let's see what else TradeNet did. I know I'm kind of running. This is at 10 minutes already. Okay, let's pick another one. WGO. What is WGO? Winnebago. Okay, never owned one. Okay, so the big move up, sideways. We're looking for. That's not really a background reversal. And then this is what, no arrows here. And so when I see this, look. Green, red, green, red, green, red. That is just alarm bells. Warning, warning, warning. Do not enter. That's the way I'd look at that. So yes, there's moves here, and this is why you ignore it. Yes, you can see technically there's moves there, but it's too choppy. It's too consolidating. It's just going sideways, and you're just waiting for small, small moves. What's that? It's a $50 stock as well. So if you had a momentum strategy like Ross, you would have got that and the move would have been over. But to me, that thing just died a death. And that's fine. Stocks do that. So that's not tradable as far as I'm concerned. You need lots of volume for TrendSpotter to work and for trends to happen. So there's one last one here, guys. I won't keep you any longer. KMX. What did it do? CarMax. Okay. Never heard of them. Of course, I'm in Ireland, guys. So, you've got, these are all American companies. Okay, so here we go. 9:30. So I have done on large, like on Tesla and all them, when the first candle. Oh look, so that's, sorry, no, there's the first one. Okay, we'll scrap that. So that, because that doesn't prove my point. So that's 9:30 red, 9:31. So I don't. That's fine, and this is fine too that it did that. But I would kind of ignore that. Okay. So moving on, then it did this. But you see, you're still red from the pre-market. Now, this is a rule that I've written down, so I'm following it. If the trend meter is one solid color from the pre-market, so green or red, I'm not getting in until that trend meter changes. The reason is that sometimes the move is already over and it's only red for a little bit, and then you get in and it doesn't continue. The continuation isn't there because institutional buyers, some big buyers come and they just turn the whole thing upside down and you're wrecked. So this little sell indicators keep me out of that trade. But you could get in because it's technically not. Like I said, I'm trialing this new one. So there's your green, and you are getting in a little far off the green here, but let's put it in here anyways and just see what we're dealing with. 46 cents. So, no. But your risk is only 14 cents, you're 46 cents, and you can get out, hopefully break even on that. And again, I'm only pulling off stocks that other people are trading, like you, I suppose, if you wanted to look at everything. Let's have another look here. There's a short right here, and your pullback on that is 28 cents, and your 49 cents. So yeah, I mean, this isn't a stock for me. Or now, you can trade this and get your 30 cent and 20 cent. I'm not getting out of bed, as they say, for less than 50 cent. It has to be right, okay? And I wouldn't be hanging around this when there's stuff like Tesla and Netflix. When these guys are in play, and they're always in play, they're the stocks for me. So anyways, look, I know I said yesterday was the last video until the end of the year, but I just saw the reviews from the guys coming in. I said I'd just plug TrendSpotter into it and have a look. We should be going live with TrendSpotter for trial versions quite soon. I'm just on to TradingView now, but as it's Christmas, I'm going to have a nice holiday, and we'll see you on the 31st maybe, or the 1st. Okay, happy Christmas, happy holidays, and talk to you in the next one.